She had a bit of a brain freeze.
If that'll do that with my weight jumping up and down, and that's solid.
Hello and welcome to our channel, Portugal on a shoestring.
Now that we've marked off where the bath goes on the wall, we've also measured it off on the wall where the front panel will land. That is so that we can do the tiles on the floor. Now, what we want to do is, there's a pattern on the tile, I'll show you them in a minute, and we want to tile up the bath as well. So we want the pattern to match where the vertical and the horizontal meet. Easier said than done. But the join between them two is going to be the first thing you see when you come into the bathroom. So that's the bit we want to concentrate on. Everything else can be cut at odd angles and half tiles and things like that. I'm not bothered about that. But that's the first thing you see. That's what I want to be right. So what we'll do, I've marked the line on the floor. We'll run one run of tiles along that line, and then we'll start working backwards. We'll get some stuff mixed up and we'll get some tiles down. As you walk into the room, the first thing you're going to see is a join between the bath and the floor. So that's the area that I want to concentrate on most. Now I've marked out where the edge of the bath will go, and we'll tile right up to that line, and we'll have a continuous run of whole tiles going in that direction. Let's get some tiles down. I'm only going to do a small section today, because what I want to do is get this section put in, and then we can work in different directions from that once we've got it in place. Pull my pants up. Don't want to see any builder's bug. Right. These are the tiles we're using. I'm just having a look to see if there's a, right, I don't know if you can see it on there, but you've got some printing on this edge that says made in Portugal. And what we want to do is have that pointing in the same direction all the time. Doesn't matter which way you choose, so long as you do it the same every time. For convenience sake, we'll say that's up. So we want made in Portugal to be readable like that way. Because this is going to be a wet area, I'm going to back butter the tiles, and that gives for a more solid sort of underlayment. And all you do, you fill up all the little indentations. Can I remember which way up it went? Yeah, that way. Okay. Right. We'll start right in this corner. I want to just see the line on the back of it. So once you've got that, let's give it a little pressure just to collapse the ridges underneath. We put our spacers in. As you've seen on previous videos, these are a combined spacer and leveler. So we put these in. Ooh. If they'll go in. At least it shows got a good bond. Two on each side. I'm not bothering with this side because that's going to be going under the bath. Right, Let me just do the next tile. Right, so that's as far as we want to go today, but I'm quite liking the effect. Yeah, nice tiles to work with. You do get some really nice tiles in Portugal, and reasonably priced. These were $10.99 a square metre, and we're using about 6.5 square metres, so it's actually, you have to buy 7 boxes, so it's £77 roughly, euros. The adhesive for underneath is about £4 a bag, and on a room this size I won't use 1 bag, most of a bag but not all. This one, go and clean my gear up. Let's see if I can get up off the floor. Oh, God, that gets harder all the time. Right, yesterday's tiles have gone off and we've knocked all the levelers out, so that was great. So today I just cut some tiles for the door to go up against the door, just more of the same. So I'll put you on time lapse and we'll get on with it. Just like to say something quick about these. These were from Leroy Merlin, the spaces. I usually buy them from China, but I saw them in Leroy Merlin. I thought I'd pick them up. They're rubbish. Don't buy these from Leroy Merlin. They snap way too easily. They snap when you're trying to put the wedges in. I mean, I'll work with them and I'll use them up, but in future, I'm going to be ordering from China to get much better quality. Anyway, let's keep going. That's exactly what I mean. The toilet base. This poses a few issues. The bath is going to come to here, so we don't have to worry about any of this. That's fine, all this. But what we want is for the same pattern to go up to here and then continue as if it had been bent rather than starting a new tile, and then wrap around. That's what I'd like to do. I may not be able to do it, it depends on how it cuts. We'll cut a piece that will fit there, and then the rest of it will go on here to form that part of the pattern. So the pattern should do that. That's the theory. What will actually happen is a totally different... We'll give it a go.
Hello everyone, I'm in my new kitchen. This is the best room in the house. This is the only renovated room in the house, so I love it. I wanted to talk to you today a little bit about the difference in country living to town living. It come a bit of a surprise. I don't know why, I should have thought of it, but I never did. Anyone that's watched our videos will know that we come from a small town. We were in a council estate. We bought our house at the council house. So I've always lived in a town. Ooh, pussycat. This fight's going on. I've always lived in a town, so I'm not used to living in the country. This house was abandoned it was unlived in for 15 years, and a lot of creatures moved in. So we're trying to get them out. It's our house now. Get out. So yeah, during this past almost a year now, it's been a constant sort of battle trying to get rid of the rats. So every couple of weeks I have a little bit of a breakdown because the rats are everywhere and we're trying to control them. They come through such small places. But recently this week we've got a black and a white cat that's moved into the barn, and I'm so grateful because they're keeping them at bay. I'll try and get some photos, some sort of footage of them, but they're very feral, and they just want to be left alone. So but I'm very grateful because they're keeping the rats away. Brian sealed every part of the house up he can find as well, so that's okay. It's getting better. Also, there's loads of bugs and flies and creepy crawlies. I wasn't prepared for that either. I knew there'd be a bit more, but we're just surrounded by fields, aren't we? So they come from everywhere. So I'll show you what I'm going to do today, because my windows in the kitchen are just like a bug's graveyard, absolutely splattered with flies, and so I'm cleaning again. So I'll show you the problem, and I'll just clean them. The windows that we chose for in the kitchen are different than the ones at the front. We did think about getting the same ones. The ones we've got at the front, the new ones you've seen Brian fit before, are tilt and turn, and you turn the handle and they tilt towards you, and then you turn the handle again and they pull right open, which would have been quite good here, but I wasn't sure whether I'd be able to stretch far enough to clean them, and plus they might knock everything off the worktop. As it is, I've just took everything off anyway to clean them. But what is handy with these windows is you can just lift them out, so they're easier to handle. So I'll try and do that now and show you. As you can see, they just lift out. Like I said, bug's graveyard, absolutely covered. And also, they get in this little groove here. Oh, it's an absolute nuisance. I've got some hot soapy water in there, ready. And all it is some washing up liquid, dish soap to Americans, washing up liquid to us. Hot soapy water to give them a wash down, right, and get some rags. I keep my washing up liquid in this squeezy bottle, in this pump bottle. Because of my arthritis, I struggle with the squeezy bottles that you get because I can't do them. So I use a pump, an old pump, sort of hand wash pump, and it's a lot easier for me to use, just pump down rather than to have to squeeze the bottle. So that's why this is in here. I got plenty of rags, old rags. I'm old school, I cut up all old Holy t-shirts and use them as well. So I've got all the rags on standby. So I'll just wash them. Ugh. I know I should be wearing rubber gloves, but I'm not that squeamish. I will get the bleach out on my hands later though. I know it's not good for your skin. Right. Okie dokie. The lip, that's a little seal on the side there, be careful with that. Right, like that. Okay. Let's turn that over. Okay. Right, I've got all the bugs off it, so I'll use another one. More soap. There we go. Oh, that's much nicer. Okay, so this is the inside of the window. Gosh, a cracking tool. I've had this about 8 years now, ever since I got diagnosed with my arthritis. Scrubbing and things, really difficult. Window washing, you're doing the same thing over and over again. It really is taxing on your hands. So I bought this window vac, and I'll tell you, it's been one of the best things I've bought. They're brilliant. So it just sucks up all the water and you don't have to buff them. I do buff them a little bit afterwards because sometimes it leaves like the line, but that's nothing compared to what you do manually. So all you do is you charge it. It's got a plug-in charger at the back. And like I said, I've had this for about 8 years and I absolutely love it. And all you do is turn it on under there. And vacuum the window down. It sucks all the water off. What I do normally do is give it a wipe underneath every time I pass so it doesn't go over. But that looks pretty good, that. It's just the frame that's wet. As long as the window is not, I'm happy. Soapy water. I use washing up liquid for excuse me. I use washing up liquid for a lot of cleaning. I find it very, very good at cleaning. Lovely. I'll just dry the frame. I also use a concentrated disinfectant in other cleaning and just a bottle. So I don't buy loads of products, I'll show you. I don't use loads of products for different places. I use bleach in the toilet, obviously, and then I do an anti-bac sort of disinfectant, concentrate, and then I fill this up with water. So this is the only bottle I use. So I find that cheaper to use the concentrate and just make it up yourself. And that can be used in your bathroom, in your kitchen and everything. So I do find that a lot easier than getting loads and loads of bottles. So a little tip for you if you're trying to save money. Nice clean window. Very happy with that. I might lean it somewhere for now. I'll lean it there for now. Lift and bring it out. And that's out. So this groove in here that gets all the dead things in, I'm going to give that a clean as well. All I'm going to do is use a rag and a toothbrush, put the rag in and move it along the groove. The birds are actually singing. You can probably hear them if the dogs weren't so mental. Right, so that's a lot cleaner. Put your clean Windsors back in. So, lift. One. Two. Nice and clean. Right, we'll change our buggy water. Forgotten which one's which. Let me see that. Honestly, I'm a bit snotty there, sorry. I honestly had a bit of a brain freeze. I was like, how am I going to put this back in? It was upside down, that's it. Oh dear. last one. Get in. It's there, so we. Oh, here we go. And there we go. Click. Clickety click. Oh dear. Let's wash all the bugs out of the sink. This just pours away all this dirty water. Blech. Okay, I'm going to spray everything down with some anti-bac. And you leave it for 5 minutes because it doesn't work otherwise. I know that you see people on the adverts just spraying it and wiping it. It has to activate for 5 minutes. So I'll do that, get a coffee, and I'm all done. Smells good too. Nice clean windows. Well, all done. It's a bug-free zone for like 5 or 10 minutes or whatever it takes before they start splatting against the windows. But I'm really happy. I get so much satisfaction and I love nice clean windows. So I can see my lovely garden as well and everything I've got to do. But yeah, I'm all done for the day on the cleaning front. I'll have a nice cup of tea and I'll see you next week. Take care.
Right, so next day, we've all the tiles that were buttoned down are set. The next thing is just to grout them. So we'll give it a clean off, we'll give it a hoover out, get as much crap off as we can, just makes it easier later. And then we'll mix up some grout and get it down. It's a bit difficult to film because it's quite a tight room and there's bits in the way and stuff like that, but we'll do our best. Grouting's pretty boring, so I'll shove it on time lapse, but yeah, it's just a necessary stage, unfortunately. Yeah, once we've done that, we'll chuck a couple of the pieces in position and we start getting an idea of what it's supposed to look like. Right, let's crack on. I'm out of breath now. I don't know if it'll show it, but I had to stand on the bit that I'd grouted so that I could do behind the door. I never realised until I got to it. Try not to do that if you can help it. If you do have to do it, try and step in the middle of the tile. As long as you don't step on the grout line, you'll be okay. This will take about 4 or 5 hours to go off. So in the meantime, we'll just chuck a couple of bits in and then I'll give you a quick show round and you can see what it looks like. So walk in, this is our pattern tiles. So our position for our bath and the toilet. Shower tray is over there, and that'll be having a glass wall shower screen in front of it all the way up there to about 6 foot high. Just here we have the vanity unit, the sink, and a dirty jug. And up here we'll have an illuminated mirror. Yeah, a little extravagance, but that's the power supply for the illuminated mirror. It gives you a bit of an idea of the layout. That last tile I can't put in until the glass wall is done, because the end of it is curved and I need to know exactly where to cut it. We did have a few comments last week about using foam to set the base, whether it would be strong enough, whether it would absorb water, things like that. Right, firstly we'll do a little test, because I was quite surprised how good this was. So I'm stood in the shower at the moment, and this is my test. If that'll do that with my weight jumping up and down on it, that's solid. The other point about any gaps and the foam leaking and stuff like that. Firstly, it is a closed cell foam. It's not completely waterproof, but it won't absorb very much water. And at the end of the day, if water was getting past the seals at the edge to get underneath, then the water would be there anyway. So whether it's foam there or air doesn't really matter. But this gives a complete support all the way around. There's absolutely zero movement in this. I'm really happy with it. I think it's great. We will be putting quite a wide seal that goes under the tiles and then over the edge of the outside edge of the shower tray. And that will all be getting siliconed in and everything, so it should be a fairly good seal anyway. But ultimately, this is a concrete and bricks construction. There's no wood involved anywhere at all. So if water did get through, we'd have some damp concrete. It wouldn't be the end of the world. But there's no reason for any water to get through, so it should be great.